Denis Villeneuve is directing James Bond. The Odyssey dropped its very first poster. Aaron Sorkin is writing The Social Network 2. Tom Cruise will receive an Oscar. The Batman 2 script is done, and there's so much more to get into this massive episode of Movie News.
What is up, movie friends? Welcome back to Raiders of the Lost Podcast, the ultimate film and TV podcast, and this is an episode of Movie News. This is the episode where we talk about all of the film and TV news around the industry, so you don't have to look on the internet. We watched the trailers, we read the stories, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this update on film and TV. Now, before we get into the box office, I'm finally back in the studio.
Welcome back, Anthony. He was in Europe for 8 years. He's finally back. He finished his own Odyssey. I'm back in the studio. We had a great trip in Greece with a bunch of the boys, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
But welcome back. It's happy to have you in the studio, so we don't have to do it over WhatsApp calls anymore.
It's great to be back. It's good to be back in home in our
What's
studio.
funny was last week we got a great DM or a meme where someone's like, they're talking about not seeing the Thunderbolts, then realizing it's a pre-recorded episode from like April, and it dropped like last week. But thanks so much for everyone being patient while we were journeying across the world.
We had a great trip. Now, before we get into the box office, this is always brought to you by our amazing sponsor, movieposters.com. Go there for all of your poster needs. Use the coupon code Raiders10 for 10% off your orders, as well as the affiliate link to give us a little cut of the action for amazing posters, movieposters.com. Now, let's get into the box office. James, take it away.
F1 took over the box office. I cannot wait to see this. We have to catch up on so many movies. F1 I'm seeing this morning after we record, and IMAX, of course. Domestically, $55 million box office, the biggest ever for an Apple film. This is a very expensive film, but this is a really good start. Internationally, it's going to perform very well as well, but $55 million, pretty good start to this huge action blockbuster. I think it's going to be the movie of the summer, to be honest.
And it looks like it's going to track for about the same kind of numbers as Mission Impossible 8. It has a huge amount of traction on social media, one of the most engaged films talked about this summer, so really good start. I expect it to do really well internationally. I think it could easily clear $500 million and even upwards of $600 million.
The problem with it is, though, Jurassic World's coming out very soon.
True.
Superman's coming out very soon, so they better make as much money as they effing can, because they're about to have some massive competition, even though there's some right now.
Step on the gas.
F1's the big blockbuster right now. Second place, How to Train Your Dragon. See the poster from movieposters.com over my right shoulder from them. $19 million in its third weekend at the box office. It's made $420 million globally, which is pretty good. This movie costs less than the animated version, only about $140 million budget. So it's probably cleared the green already, which is very good news for them, because it's still 3 weeks later making $20 million a weekend domestically. That's very good.
I mean, technically, it's only been out for like 19 days, so it's doing really well, and it's making about the same amount domestically as internationally, so it's a very strong run. I expect about $700 million, maybe even close to $750 if it keeps playing well around the world globally. And in third place in its second weekend, Disney Pixar's Elio came in with $11 million, a very slow start for this film. It only made $21 million last weekend for a total so far of $43 million domestic. Again, we don't expect these low performances from Disney Pixar movies. It is the lowest grossing Pixar movie, I think, ever, if I remember correctly, the slowest start for any one of these films. So it doesn't look like it's going to make much money. The overall price tag after reshoots and rewrites and completing the film is about $300 million for the production budget, and then about $100 million for the marketing budget. So this movie needs to make a lot of money to get any kind of profit. So Disney's definitely going to lose some.
They're going to be lighting money on fire with Elio. Yeah, I read that it was delayed a whole year, and they did extensive rewrites. They had new characters coming. Originally, Elio's mother was in the film, but I believe it's the aunt in the new movie. It's either that or vice versa. Mm-hmm. So like entire character changes for the entire story. So they just basically redid the whole movie. Very big price tag on that. 28 years later, in its second weekend at the box office, $10 million domestically. It's already hit $50 million domestically at the box office. This was the most expensive movie of the franchise at, I believe it was $90 million. Cillian Murphy's an executive producer on this, which is pretty cool. So pretty expensive film, but it's already tracking really well. We saw it last night, Friday night, packed theater in the second weekend. So I'm expecting this movie to have really good legs, honestly, at the end of the day.
I really enjoyed the film. We're going to talk about it. Everybody's been asking us about our 28 Years Later episode. We were in Greece when it came out, so we just watched it literally 2 hours after we landed back in America. We went right to the theater.
Literally, that was fight and sleep the whole time.
We met our fan George, I think his name was, at the theater. He said hi to us, and we love the film. We have some thoughts, but I can't wait to talk about that film. And then we're going to do F1 on Friday, so those are going to be upcoming episodes this weekend. Megan 2.0 debuted with a really low opening weekend. Projections were about mid to high teens for this film's opening weekend. It came in with $10 million for Blumhouse. It's not a huge budget, $25 million. I think it can easily make enough money to go and turn a profit for Blumhouse, but it doesn't look like it's going to be as big of a hit, especially a sleeper hit, as much as Megan was.
Yes, Megan pulling in $200 million almost at the box office, or I think it broke $200 million, came out of nowhere. That movie had insane legs and insane word of mouth. Still really successful. I mean, $30 million globally at its opening weekend, so it already passed its production budget. So they have a hit on their hands for sure with Megan 2.0, absolutely. And then the last two films at the box office, we have Lilo and Stitch, and its 8th weekend, still making money, $8 million at the domestic box office. The sequel for Lilo and Stitch has been greenlit at Disney, of course.
And it's hit $800 million globally.
A lot of money there.
Massive hit.
And then Mission Impossible 8, The Final Reckoning, pulled in another little decent weekend, $6 million in its, I think, 4th or 5th weekend at the domestic box office.
And they're at $560 million globally, so a decent run. It's probably going to top out around 600. It is playing really well internationally. Could hit 650 when all said and done, but it's going to be about 600 million.
Yeah, which means that Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, will be a bit of a loss for the studio because $400 million price tag on that film, you really got to hit around $900 million to become very profitable. So it looks like Mission Impossible will be a bit of a loss, or quite a bit of a loss for Paramount.
I think long run, though, it's a really good film, but people are going to keep watching it. So
For sure. I can't wait to see it again.
I think it's overall success. You know, the budget ballooned because of all the stuff that happened. It was supposed to be like $250 million budget originally.
Let's get into the biggest story.
Oh my
This
God.
was kind of a bomb that happened like 4 days ago. I woke up at like 6 a.m. in Greece, and everyone was tweeting about this. Denis Villeneuve has been tapped to direct the next James Bond film. Really, really incredible news. He's also made a statement about directing the next James Bond film. He said, "Some of my earliest movie-going memories are connected to 007. I grew up watching James Bond films with my father. Ever since Dr. No with Sean Connery, I'm a die-hard Bond fan. To me, he's sacred territory. I intend to honor the tradition and open the path for many new missions to come." Massive, massive responsibility, but also incredibly exciting and such a huge honor. And I'm very excited about this. I see a lot of mixed conversations about this, and a lot of people saying, "Oh, great, another great director being wasted on the 28th movie of a
Wasted?
franchise." Guys, Denis Villeneuve can do whatever he wants. If Denis Villeneuve wants to make a Harry Potter movie, that's what he's going to do. He can do anything. And the fact that we're getting such an auteur and such a massive, successful blockbuster filmmaker the last 10 years to make the next James Bond film, I think it's best case scenario. There are a couple caveats here. Denis Villeneuve will not have final cut on the James Bond film, and Amazon will be heavily involved in selecting the next Bond, and they want a James Bond actor to be under 30 years old to be the role. So Amazon will have final cut on the film, and they'll be heavily involved with selecting who will be the next James Bond.
Yeah, I think you and I both think we favor Aaron Taylor Johnson, but he doesn't definitely fit that age range. Again, these are just rumors. What's been posted, Amazon's been looking at Tom Holland, Harris Dickinson, and then Jacob Elordi. I like all those actors. I don't quite see them all as Bond. I think Harris Dickinson's the best choice out of all three of those guys. We'll see. They probably want to go young, get someone in there for 15 years of films. But Denis Villeneuve wouldn't do this film if he wasn't able to do it the right way, to portray Bond, to not change him, to not update him too much for modern audiences, to really stick to what the DNA of Bond is. He called it a sacred IP. So we were all concerned going forward, what's Amazon going to do with Bond? And we've seen what they've done with other IPs. So at least he's involved. We saw what he did with Blade Runner. This guy knows how to fucking adapt brilliant source material. It's for fans to still love the next iteration. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
He's only signed on for one.
Okay.
So I think he's just doing one, and he's going to get out of there.
One and done.
And if anyone's going to take it over, I think maybe if I was Denis, maybe his mindset, like, if someone's going to do it, let me like
the dad of it.
Let me set it up, all right? Let me lay the foundation. We'll get this going. It's kind of like Danny Boyle doing 28 Years Later. Let me get the foundation before we get the trilogy going.
100%.
Also connected to Denis Villeneuve, Dune Messiah, Dune 3 has a couple of castings. Obviously, spoilers. We all know Jason Momoa has been cast in this film. It was the first casting they released of upcoming actors that obviously he died in the first film. Spoiler alert. Everyone saw it, I hope. But connected to Jason Momoa, Nakoa Wolf Momoa has been cast.
Keep it in the family.
As well as Ida Broke, and they will play the twin children of Paul Atreides and Chani in Dune Messiah. This is a 70-year-old book, guys, so if you didn't know that there was going to be twins or children of Chani and Paul in the film, if they were going to get back together, they will. I'm sure there'll be a time jump. I'm very excited about this because I think this is going to really set the stage for Dune 4 and Dune 5, the books really well. But this is awesome. I'm getting even more excited. This movie's filming right now.
Wow.
So they're in Budapest, ready to go and getting it going. So this is huge, huge news. And these are massive characters for the future of the franchise going forward.
I love how Denis didn't look very far for the casting. He's like, Jason, I'm looking for one of Paul's children. I got you, bro.
Nakoa Wolf, he's gonna play arguably a more important character in the future of Dune.
And if you want to know about that story, the TV series goes into those books. So
the TV series kind of
skips a little bit ahead into the third book.
Yeah, it gets into it's the TV series that James McAvoy was in.
Yeah,
that's the Children of Dune book.
Dune,
yeah, but not Dune Messiah.
James is the expert.
We see as experts.
So James and I went to AMC yesterday to see 28 Years Later, and as we're walking through the lobby, something absolutely shocked us. We weren't expecting to see it, and we saw. And it's now been posted online, the first poster for the Odyssey, which is, like, we were like, oh my God, this is an Odyssey poster. What? I haven't even heard about this. It's a very simple design. There's what looks to be a broken bust on the bottom of the poster, black background. Typical sparks that you see in Christopher Nolan movies. He loves sparks in his posters. And it's
not sparks, Anthony. It's embers from a fire.
Embers, sorry. Embers.
He's holding a sparkler. Like
embers, you're right. And it has a really great tagline. Defy the gods is what they're going for, the tagline, which I think is really great. And I can't wait to see it because it confirms we're going to get a lot of gods in this movie. I am so excited to see what Nolan does with this material. Very excited. And man, it was just like a really great little teaser.
Yeah, I don't think the bust is broken. It's just at the bottom of the poster.
Well, I think it's like on the ground is my guess. The way it's positioned,
on the ground,
the way it's angled.
No, I think it's just personally, I think it's just the framing of the photo, just putting a bunch of space. Tagline: Defy the gods.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a low. It's just at the bottom of the poster.
Well, I'm interpreting it as with the tagline "Defy the gods" means destroy the gods. So that's why I think that's why the bust is downward on the poster with an angle.
Not destroy the gods. It's beat the gods.
Yeah.
It's defeat the gods. Yeah. He's not gonna kill all the gods.
I'm just saying adjectives. Destroy,
defy, and destroy are not synonyms.
Okay, rebel.
There you go. That's much better.
Rebel.
Thank you. Words matter, Anthony.
Here we go. We're back in the studio, guys.
Baby.
We're back.
Vernacular. Yeah, it's not the same when you're Zoom calling, but when you're in person, you can really come after the other guy. Coming for you, bro.
We're back, guys.
But speaking of the Odyssey, which obviously takes place in different countries all over Greece and different cities, we were just in Greece. We had this incredible trip with a bunch of the boys. We couldn't believe people signed up for this amazing experience we had. It was a week we'll never forget. Cody, Kyriakos, Brian, Jackson, Noah, Alex, Rasmus, Steven, Bryce, Kevin, and our guide, Alexandros, who's with us the whole time. Guys, it was so fun. We couldn't believe you all signed up. We hope to do another Trova trip 2027, so we'll give everyone like a year and a half.
Yeah.
But we had such a great time, and it was an incredible experience, and it was so fun. But it was just a blast to travel the world with a bunch of film boys.
We're just making movie references all day and night.
Yeah.
It was great. It was so fun.
It was a lot of fun, so hopefully we can do another Trova trip and get more people to sign up now that people can see that it was a successful trip. No one died, and we had a good time.
Someone almost died, but yeah.
No one almost died. But it was a blast. So fellas, thanks for coming.
All right, next bit of news is something that I don't think anybody saw coming. Aaron Sorkin has announced that he's working on a screenplay for a second film in the Social Network franchise, The Social Network 2. Explore the story behind the Wall Street Journal's The Facebook Files by Jeff Horowitz. Apparently goes into details about the work with Facebook in media, in the landscape of technology, and how it evolved into the 2010s and into the 2020s to expose the inner workings of and multiple harms caused by the world's largest social network. So I think he's going to get into misinformation, trouble with trusting what news you're seeing online, things like that, confusing communications between governments, people with each other. So there's a lot to go into. and it's obviously become a more influential piece of media than it did even back when it was first started, because Facebook and Meta are so much bigger now. So the umbrella of Meta. So it has an interesting amount of potential to see something really cool.
And like the article that it's based on, it's going to be heavily involved with January 6th. So that's going to be probably the main talking points of the entire film for The Social Network 2. So curious about what this movie's going to be like. No word yet on whether Jesse Eisenberg will return as Mark Zuckerberg, if Mark Zuckerberg is even a character in the film, which I'm sure he will be.
I feel like, man, if it's not Eisenberg, it would feel weird.
Yeah, I feel like you have to get Jesse Eisenberg back. I mean, it's such a good performance, and it wouldn't feel like a sequel if he's not in it.
Maybe they gotta have him dressing with the long hair and the necklaces.
But that's now. He's looking like an alien back then.
They gotta do the press conference in front of Congress.
The court hearings. Yeah, not a press conference.
Sorry, not press conference. The hearings.
Get your words right.
Oh my God. I'm still delirious from my travels.
Yeah. We need a
few days.
Cyborg alien Zuck in the courtroom with the red eyes.
Lizard Zuck
sipping water.
High forehead Zuck.
I drink water.
Not the MMA Zuck.
Tom Cruise news, of course, because it's movie news. It wouldn't be an episode without some Tom. Tom Cruise will be getting an honorary Oscar this year. Finally! Took him long enough. Fucking hell. The Academy is giving him the Oscar for his commitment to our filmmaking community, to the theatrical experience, and to the stunts community. So basically, a thank you for saving movies and movie theaters during lockdown would have been a more fitting one, but this all works as well.
About time, man. I'm surprised. I mean, there's some roles he's done where he could have won the Oscars for a few roles, and it's surprising when you look back at the performances what beat him. I think particularly Magnolia deserved the supporting actor.
Born on the 4th of July, he's superb in as well.
Absolutely phenomenal performance. So he's really brought it as an actor.
Last Samurai. Sake!
Unbelievable. So excited. And then, man, we're all going to be tuned in for the Oscars now, man.
I hope that he repels from the ceiling to accept his Oscar. You know he's going to do a stunt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, no, it's a very prestigious ceremony, so he'll probably keep it.
They let Ben Stiller do some stuff.
Yeah, but he didn't. Yeah, I guess when he dressed up as Avatar, that was pretty funny.
The malfunctioning stage last year was the last time around. It was really funny. So maybe he'll do something. It would be great.
Yeah, just do a full body burn to
next
accept his Oscar.
Next up, we finally have announcement about the Batman 2. Matt Reeves posted online a finished draft of the screenplay with his co-writer, Mattson Tomlin, who co-wrote the screenplay with him. Mattson Tomlin has written a series of novels as well as some films. I had not heard of him until this announcement. So
what movies has he done? Do you know?
He has done for films, and he's done films and TV. The Batman the Imposter, which I think was an animated film. His book series is Vicious Circle, which there are several books for. He's also written for Berserker. But Batman the Imposter, I think, actually is a series of comics. But he's got an IMDb, Terminator Zero, Little Fish, and Mother Android, some small projects, Project Power, the one with Jamie Foxx that came out a few years ago. So he wrote that one. Persuasion, so pretty unknown writer, but he seems to be significant in the comics world. So it's interesting that Matt Reeves has a co-writer on this. And we're finally, with the script done, production should start within the next at least 6 or 9 months about then.
I believe it's September 2026 they start going into production.
Okay. It's good to know that it's done because everybody's just been asking and waiting. We finally have answers.
Patience, guys. Patience. I'm sure it'll be great. You know, if you want to follow up to be as great as the original, if not better, a little patience. Let it cook. Clayface news to stay on DC. Tom Rhys Harries has been cast as Clayface in the Clayface movie. This is the film that will be written by Mike Flanagan. Let's talk about this new Fantastic Four trailer that dropped a few days ago. And I believe this is the final one.
It's got to be.
Now, I have mixed feelings about this trailer. First of all, I think Marvel might be giving away too much of the Fantastic Four movie. Several trailers, lots of marketing. This new trailer is interesting because we don't hear Sue Storm speak for about 1:40 of this trailer, which has been rare because all the other trailers she's featured as the main character, as well as new posters kind of feature Mr. Fantastic now a lot more. This trailer is Mr. Fantastic heavy. It's Reed heavy as well as Johnny heavy and Ben. I liked it because we got to get more from Reed. I feel like Reed's just been like a backseat character for the trailers, kind of just asking questions. Obviously, he's caused this issue with them discovering Galactus, which happens, and we see in the trailer, in this new trailer, I'm assuming the opening sequence of them is them going to space, discovering Galactus, then going
Yeah.
back to their planets. That's what it seems like. So I could have done without that part of this trailer because now it's like, oh, now I know the whole movie now.
Yeah.
The whole movie, I know the structure, and I'm sure there's plenty of stuff we don't know. Of course, it's probably a 2-hour movie. But I think that Marvel is just being too heavy on revealing things for a movie that they don't have to market so heavily because it's marketing itself.
It was. I agree. It does looks very good, but I agree. It seemed as though this new trailer, it kind of is a beat for the act structure of the film, whereas the other trailers, I think it was mixed up enough where you couldn't really tell how Galactus came to Earth and how the story comes together. But we can see clearly they encounter him and entice him to Earth somehow, and then we get a herald from the Silver Surfer heralding Galactus. They are not still revealing Galactus's look. They're just showing a little hints of it. So we still have that up in the air we don't know what that looks like, which is good. But I do agree. I think it gave away too much of the storyline. And it's just like there's going to be sequences where we know it's going to happen, I think, because of this trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They're in stiff competition, in July. And also, I mean, F1's out like we said. We got Jurassic World, Superman, Fantastic Four is in August, but there's still other big movies coming out. So, I mean, I understand they want to market their film and keep people excited and interested before they get to August, but still, I don't think they needed this trailer. And I wonder if they're doing it to show and get people more excited of the other characters like Johnny, Ben especially, who had a good amount of dialogue in this trailer, and Reed, who we got to get some more dialogue from. So I like the dynamic that they finally revealed between Johnny and Ben. It seems like they're going to be like the great comedy moments. And that's what I wish we got in the first trailer. So this was a trailer I think I would have preferred earlier on versus like now that we've seen all this other stuff. I think this trailer to get us more excited about the characters of Johnny, Ben, and Reed more. But we'll see. We also got a glimpse at little baby Franklin walking with Sue through a crowd, and we got some more dialogue from Silver Surfer heralding heralds for heralds. She says herald 3 times in the trailer.
I have a herald from Galactus.
But yeah, I'm obviously gonna be locked in like crazy when this movie comes out. But I think they're just giving away too much of their movie right now.
Something we're very locked in though is the upcoming film Project Hail Mary, which released its first poster, which for any fans of the book, this looks so similar to the cover of the novel, and I think they did a great job.
Not really.
Yeah, I think so. With the text, the
Project
fonts.
Hail Mary?
Yeah, Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary is like black and gold.
No, but I'm talking about like the astronaut in the...
Oh, that, yeah.
It's a very similar look.
No, I thought you meant like the color scheme and stuff.
No. I'm just saying the overall design of it is very similar to the novel.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So that's
basically the same thing.
No, what it reminds me of is the Interstellar poster.
Sure.
The colors look like the Interstellar poster.
Anyways, this film is going to be outstanding.
Look at that. Look at the Interstellar.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I see the color scheme. I got it. I got you, man. Phil Lord and Chris Miller are adapting Project Hail Mary, who seem really suited to the material because it is very funny. Ryan Gosling stars in this film with Sandra Hüller and a bunch of other actors. The film follows a teacher who wakes up and soon remembers he was sent 12 light years away from Earth to save humanity after the sun began to erode. The trailer releases today, so stay tuned. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. I can't wait to watch this trailer. I'm so excited. This movie is going to blow your hair back. It's so fun, full of surprises, amazing twists. This is an amazing story from Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian, and I can't wait to see it on the big screen.
I'm so excited. This is my most anticipated movie next year, I believe.
It's up there for me.
Besides so I think it's the Odyssey, then this probably. Wait, Dune 3's coming up. Fuck. Oh my God, 2026 is gonna be a year, man. A year to remember. It might be the best year of my life, based on movie releases. Honestly, we got a new biopic trailer, one that I've been looking forward to seeing. Deliver Me from Nowhere, starring Jeremy Allen White as the boss himself, Bruce Springsteen. Trailer's really solid. This is from Scott Cooper, really incredible filmmaker. And I think this is just going to be a really solid adaptation, a really good biopic, which are so hot right now. And the way it ends with Jeremy Allen White performing as the boss, live in concert, he really seems to be embodying Bruce, as well as the vocals sound really excellent for his singing.
I love Bruce. I think he's one of our great musicians from America, and I can't wait to see this film. I think there are so many musical biopics, but this seems really good, really authentic. Bruce approved this film, and he even visited set. There's cool behind-the-scenes photos of him hanging out.
He's like, I had a bigger bulge. Can you
throw a cucumber in there?
Yeah.
Throw zucchini in there.
The bulge isn't quite right.
we know the boss is packing. We know. We all know. You don't have that confidence without some heat down there. All right, next up, news about Akira.
Warner Brothers lost the rights to Akira, the adaptation that Taika was going to make for them.
Gotcha.
So Taika and Warner Brothers are not making Akira anymore. Maybe another studio might pick it up. I heard Sony's rumors to pick it up because obviously Taika's probably written a script, and wants to make it. So Warner Brothers no longer will be doing it. So the rights are up in the air for film production and distribution.
I love Taika. I never felt that he was really the right storyteller for this IP and for this story. I think someone who has, a darker storytelling palette would work better for Akira.
Yeah, that's a good point because I think Akira, obviously there's great humor in the film, especially with the younger kids. But I would like a darker tone as well. I mean, Denis Villeneuve would knock Akira out of the park. No, I mean,
James wanted to make everything.
It fits his tone.
Yeah.
Big blockbuster sci-fi with dark, ominous tones and great visuals.
I think Blomkamp could be a good choice for making this.
Yeah, Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah.
That would be a good choice. But yeah. I bet you Taika moves to a different production studio with it.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see going forward. All right, next up. All you fans of Yorgos Lanthimos, Bugonia finally dropped its first trailer from Fox Searchlight starring Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. The film follows two conspiracy-obsessed men who kidnap a major CEO, convinced that she is an alien intent on destroying Earth. This hits theaters on Halloween, baby, October 31st. The trailer is visually stunning, as you would come to expect from Yorgos Lanthimos. High dark comedy palette. I think it looks outstanding. I can't wait to see more. I'm excited for this film, one of my most anticipated films for the rest of the year. Jesse Plemons looks amazing in this film. I can't wait to see what they've been cooking up.
It looks excellent. It's such a great idea because it's going to be just a great critique on the way we all kind of have these crazy theories and how they spread in culture, like lizard people running the world and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be very satirical when it comes to that. I cannot wait. Trailer looks excellent. Also, some cool news. The Mummy has wrapped filming. This is from Lee Cronin. Film's done filming. Hits theaters April 17th, 2026. Less than a year away, we get a new Mummy movie.
I like this. I'm looking forward to seeing what they've been working on. I can't wait to see the first hints of it. Next up, the first poster for Kathryn Bigelow's A House of Dynamite has been released. This is a big film from the Oscar-winning filmmaker, starring Idris Elba, Greta Lee, Gabriel Beso, Moses Ingram, Anthony Ramos, and Rebecca Ferguson. A stacked cast right there. It follows the White House as it reacts in real time to missiles headed for America and releases October 24th on Netflix. I'm really excited to see this.
Disappointed it's not a theatrical release, but it's Kathryn Bigelow, and this sounds excellent. It really does. I can't wait to check it out. There's a new Harold and Kumar movie in the works. Get your cross joints out. Fine, I'm express crossover, but get your J's.
Get your White Castle burgers.
Cobra Kai creators John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Josh Held will write and direct the film.
Apparently, Paul Dano's set to direct his second film for Universal, a comedy film. He would write and direct this, produced by the Daniels. He previously made the film Wildlife, which is a very good movie, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Carey Mulligan. Check it out if you haven't, but he's a very talented director.
Next up, we have Street Fighter news. This movie's literally going into production. Like right now, it's filming. A friend of mine's actually stunt doubling for the main actor. What's up, Stan?
That's cool.
50 Cent has been cast as Balrog in the live-action film,
Balrag?
as well as...
Balrag?
Balrag. The Balrag. And Andrew Schultz, the comedian, has been cast as Dan Hibiki in the film.
I was not expecting that.
This is going to be a trip, so we're probably just keep getting more castings as the film continues shooting. But it's pretty exciting stuff. I'm very curious about this film, and I have high hopes for it because loved Street Fighter as a kid. I bet they can do some cool stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of sequels, Lilo and Stitch has been greenlit with a second film in the works. The first film's tracking to hit $1 billion, I think, pretty easily, so Disney is definitely going to want to keep chugging those out.
Well, yeah, something that's pretty cool. I must have typed something wrong.
You messed up. Yeah.
Spider-Man 2.
Whatever the news is, something happened about Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 is getting re-released in theaters.
Gotcha.
Let me get the date for you because I think I accidentally typed over it in in the news.
It's okay, man. Everyone makes
My
mistakes.
document got a little corrupted. Must have been the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
the document was corrupted.
Yes. Spider-Man 2 is getting re-released.
The corruption.
The whole trilogy as well.
Uh-huh.
It includes the 2.1 extended cut for Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
Will be released. Let me get the date for you. September 26th. So it'll be Spider-Man starting September 26th. Spider-Man 2.1 27th, and Spider-Man 3 on September 28th.
What's the 2.1 again?
Extended cut.
Extended cut. So
And then-
there's one more second.
And then the entire trilogy will play again. It'll be the same thing. October 3rd will be Spider-Man 1. October 4th will be Spider-Man 2.1. And then on October 5 will be Spider-Man 3.
Very cool.
You can get your tickets July 25th.
Very cool. We got some more posters from Superman, and I think they're killing it with the marketing campaign. The posters are very creative. Trailers have been awesome. Bradley Cooper, Palm Clementieff, and Michael Rooker will be appearing in Superman as the Fortress of Solitude robots. Very fun.
There you go.
Very fun. James Gunn says he deleted a shot from Superman. It was when Superman was flying and did like a corkscrew upwards into the air. Because a lot of people were making fun of it online, they ended up cutting that moment from the film.
Yeah, he said, to quote him, "It was a TV commercial. It wasn't a finished visual effects shot. I didn't love the shot, so it's not even a shot in the movie."
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean,
Cool,
but it's also listening to fans,
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it. Highlander news. Russell Crowe has been cast alongside Mr. Henry Cavill himself for Chad Stahelski's Highlander. This will be shooting very soon. I believe this fall it's shooting.
He's got the hair.
In the UK. Now, Russell Crowe and Henry Cavill, this is the second time they've teamed up for a film. Most previously, obviously, Man of Steel. Third time actually hanging out, though, because, well, besides the movies, because they met when they were young.
When they were children.
Cavill was a school kid, and Russell Crowe was shooting a movie back in, like, the late 90s at his school. And that was the first time he met him and got inspired to be a film actor and acting in general. And so it's a really cool, like, another full circle moment for them two working together.
Yeah, I saw Cavill presented an award to Charles Roven in Italy at a film festival last week. And Charles Roven's been Warner Brothers producer forever, produced a bunch of Nolan movies, produced Man of Steel, still helped cast Cavill. And he's got his hair is down to almost his shoulders. It's even longer than yours. So
Oh, yeah.
he's getting
Really?
ready. He's almost there, man.
I got to see this.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill.
Search Italy, Taio Marina Film
Taio
Festival.
Marina.
Tao Marina, something like that. I can't. I'm not saying it correctly.
Italy Film Festival.
yeah,
How about we
Italy
go with
Film
that?
Festival,
Italy
yeah.
Film Festival.
That'll work.
Search whatever Anthony said. Oh, yeah, his hair is
It's
flowing.
wicked long. Yeah, it's wicked long.
Look at him.
He's ready for Highlander.
Holy shit.
He's getting it. I
It's a
can't
man,
wait.
it's a man right there. It's a man right there. Let's talk about Tower of Terror. Scarlett Johansson's been working on this for a while, and she says she's moving forward with her Tower of Terror movie at Disney. To quote her, "It's a hard nut to crack, harder than you think because of the ride itself. There's some lore to it, but it's, I don't want to say thin, but it's kind of. So it seems like Tower of Terror will just be the backdrop for a whole new
Yeah, I
story.
mean, it's a ride where you just drop, so
Yeah,
you gotta basically write a story
At
for
the
it.
end of the day, I think it's just like an IP thing.
Yeah, same with Pirates. Like they just nailed it with the
Pirates
Pirates.
had some good lore,
Had
though.
some lore,
you know,
yeah.
it is what it is.
You're
but-
right. You're right. You're right.
And I think they recreated some of the actors and the characters in the first movie are definitely reference points from some of the characters in the ride.
I don't think we ever rode that one before it was Guardians.
Rode what?
Tower of Terror.
Never. We did not.
So I
live
don't
in
even
LA,
know
yeah.
what the story is in that
I think
ride.
it's just ghosts
Something like that.
and
yeah.
spooky stuff.
Interesting. There's a new Ron Howard trailer, Eden, which has an amazing cast: Sydney Sweeney, Ana de Armas, Jude Law, Vanessa Kirby. It's a really cool movie set on an isolated island. The survival thriller follows a couple in isolation until two groups arrive and a power struggle ensues. It seems as though, from what I can gather from the trailer, Jude Law and Vanessa Kirby have been married for a long time. It seems like they've been living on this island for many years as like a testament to like not needing society, and they've inspired other people to do the same, which brings them to the island to follow in their footsteps and also live there away from the rest of the world. However, power struggles, hierarchical issues, and then all sorts of crazy social dynamics come into play.
And this is produced by Continental Studios.
Okay. What does that mean? Wait, what?
It's a joke for the studio. Ron
Uh-huh.
Howard episode in the studio, the Apple TV show.
Oh, gotcha.
What, right over his head.
Way
guys.
over my head.
Way over
I
his-
thought you were being serious.
It's not a real studio.
There's a lot of studios out there. It could have been a small one.
Squid Game news. The final season's out, but also David Fincher's American Squid Game series will reportedly begin filming in December 2025 in Los Angeles.
Did you see the cameo at the end of the season?
No.
Cate Blanchett is going to be their new recruiter in the American series.
Gotcha.
And she's got a scene at the very end of Squid Game season 3.
Spoiler alert.
It's like the most popular show on Netflix.
Spoilers.
Cate Blanchett's in Squid Game. Done. I said it. Spoiled.
Sense and Sensibility. Daisy Edgar Jones will star in a new film adaptation of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, directed by Georgia Oakley.
Dave Bautista's getting into the rom-com game in the film The Romantic. He has been wanting to star in a rom-com apparently for years, and this film follows a man who is secretly a romance author named Francine, but he must hire a woman to pose as him at a convention to avoid scrutiny.
I bet he meets someone.
You think he meets someone?
Probably.
Oh my god, what a great idea.
I think so. Death Stranding news. Hideo Kojima, the game developer and writer, says he will oversee Death Stranding's film, which will be at A24, but won't interfere too much. To quote him, I'll let them work on it without too much of my input because that might get in their way. I don't want to go in and ask them to make a bunch of changes.
Respect.
That. I wonder if he'll have,
The cast
coming back from the game. I wonder if Leia might show up because she's in the second game, I believe. I don't know. I can't remember if she's in the first game or not.
I have no idea. I know she's in something Death Stranded.
But Norman Reedus is in the first game, so I wonder if he'll come back to be in the movie. That'd
hopefully
be cool.
they have the baby, too. The same baby.
The baby will be cast as well.
All right, we got a trailer for Derek Cianfrance's new film, Roofman, starring Channing Tatum. Based on a true story, the film follows a man who lived in a Toys R Us store and robbed more than 60 McDonald's after herding staff into freezers. That was his method of robbing the stores. This hits theaters October 10th. It looks really good. And Kirsten Dunst co-stars in this. I think it looks like a fun, little cool crime drama.
I think so, too. The Naked Gun got a new trailer. We saw this in theaters last night. Hits theaters August 1st, starring Liam Neeson. It's just looks so silly and zany and funny. I think this movie's going to maybe start a new era of the spoof parody films, along with Scary Movie 6, I'm sure.
Coming back,
But this is kind of taking the slapstick humor of the past and sort of reinvigorating it, using the style, but then changing things up and doing new things, but in that vein. I'm pretty excited about it just from that perspective because I love those old slapsticks.
We haven't had a movie like this in a long time, and I think it really captured the essence of what slapstick was in the 80s and 90s really well. Like an example is when Liam Neeson tells... what's her name? Pamela Anderson's character to take a seat, and she literally grabs a chair and walks out of the room.
Yeah,
like that's those
silly.
Those jokes. It still works. Like we watched it with an audience last night, and everybody. I think the whole crowd was laughing at certain points.
Yeah.
I think it worked really well. Nice, silly, light comedy. Just have some fun.
Celine Song's The Materialists had the third biggest domestic opening weekend ever for an A24 film with 12 million than when it came out a couple weeks ago. Can't wait to check this out. People are saying it's really good.
I have a list of so many movies
I
have to see. I want to see Friendship. I want to see that.
Friendship's out of theaters, man. I mean, you might be able to find it if it's playing somewhere else.
Maybe a smaller theater, not in a chain. But yeah,
you've got to see Friendship, man.
That's on the top of my list. Materialist as well. I missed a couple of movies that they didn't release in Europe while I was there.
It's only playing in one theater in LA right now.
It's in someone's garage.
Beverly Hills Lumiere Music Hall.
I'm not driving to Beverly Hills. No thanks.
Otherwise, you're gonna
have
to. I believe, just rent it online, man.
Okay.
It's so funny. I mean, you're gonna have to pay $20 to rent, but it's exceptionally funny.
Did you watch this teaser for Chad Powers?
Didn't love it.
Didn't love it.
Did you?
Okay. I did not watch the teaser.
Oh,
tell me about it.
So it's a new comedy series starring Glenn Powell at Amazon. I mean, on Hulu. He follows a failed college quarterback who joins a struggling Southern football team disguised as the talented Chad Powers. Releases on September 20th. And I think the tone's a little... It's interesting. I think Glenn's on fire right now, so I'll watch anything he does. I'm curious about it. But I'm not completely sold on it. But we'll see.
So James hates Glenn Powell.
We both know that's not true. Glenn, trust me, he's a fucking liar.
The Bears season 4 debuted with 71% on Rotten Tomatoes, lowest score ever for the series, but I know a lot of fans are saying it's really good. I haven't caught up on season 3 yet, so I won't be watching it anytime soon.
There's another new A24 movie ready to go into development from A24 and Jeremy Saulnier. October is the name of the film, starring Corey Michael Smith It's described as a fugitive thriller set during Halloween. So I'm guessing maybe a Halloween-themed serial killer or something.
Interesting. A new update about AMC Theaters. Their website now displays a reminder that all movie showtimes come with 25 to 30 minutes of previews. So I think that's great so that, you can plan that when you arrive there, you don't have to sit through everything. And you can maybe get there a little later.
We've been telling you all this for a while. If you go to AMC, if your showtime's at 2, movie ain't starting until 2:30.
Yeah.
So, show up at 2. Get your snacks, hang out, and then you'll have plenty of time for the movie. Unless it's sometimes there's, a special movie.
Yeah,
it's like an anniversary release.
Yeah,
Sometimes there's,
obviously.
2 trailers or 3 trailers.
Or no trailers.
But normal movie screening, AMC, you better get comfy because you're going to be sitting out for a while.
And finally, Barbie really changed the landscape of cinema. We have a Bratz live-action adaptation in the works. The famous Bratz dolls that all the girls had when we were kids. And Kim Kardashian is in talks to play the villain.
It's a good choice for the villain.
Yeah, it's a good choice for the villain.
Yeah, this is what we needed. We needed a Bratz movie.
I'm telling you, video games and toys, that's what movies will be.
That's it. I'm surprised there isn't a Crocs movie.
They're coming, man. They're coming.
Crocs.
The invention of Crocs.
Yeah, the product movie kind of died down, all the product stuff, I guess, or the origin stories of how the BlackBerry was made and Beanie Baby, stuff like that.
Cheetos.
But I think the games adaptations and then
On fire.
like you said, video games are just everywhere.
I'm not gonna be watching the Bratz movies.
You're not gonna watch Bratz?
I'm not gonna watch Bratz.
Why?
Because I don't want to. That's why.
That's pretty offensive, Anthony.
Why?
I think you should watch it for culture.
For culture, why?
'Cause
Explain.
Culture.
You're gonna watch Bratz?
Let's see who's directing it. Imagine if they
Get out of here, man.
Hey, you never know. Imagine if
Get out of here.
I heard Denis Villeneuve is in talks to direct Bratz. Huge fan of Bratz when he was younger.
Greg Fraser will shoot it.
Yeah,
gonna
shot
look-
by Greg Fraser.
It'll look great. Theo Day-Lewis. He's going to play all the Bratz.
All right, that wraps an action-packed episode of Movie News. We're going to be adjusting the schedule, as you notice, a little bit going forward. We're going to play around with some new format types. Movie News is probably going to be dropping on Mondays now from here on out, and it's kind of a fun experiment to see how it does, and we're really excited about that. Obviously, we'll be doing an episode on 28 Years Later very soon in F1, but don't be surprised when new episodes start to change in terms of when they're coming out. We're just kind of playing around with our schedule right now.
Yeah. So we like Movie News on Monday right now, so we're gonna see how it does, and it gives us a little more time for to get more news on the weekend and more specific box office details. So
Yeah.
I think Monday actually does work better for the news. It's like the start the week on Monday.
We should have been doing that from the beginning.
Yeah, we should have.
Well, we didn't realize Movie News was going to be such a banger every
Yeah,
week.
and
And
then
that's
we
one of
were-
the reasons
yeah.
why we're doing it, because it's always our best episode every week. Some people just tune into our show just for Movie
Yeah.
News. So I think it's better for that reason to move it to Monday.
And I'm looking forward to it, and we have some really cool episodes in the works. And again, we're gonna hit all the major blockbusters this summer. Can't wait to watch them all. And then some really, really cool episode ideas coming out very soon.
All right, like always, everybody, make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on Spotify and Apple. Please, very much. Thank you. Engaging with our own content is so helpful. Following on Instagram, TikTok, commenting, liking, sharing our posts. Instagram is huge for us right now, so sharing us in your stories is really big for helping find new people. We love everyone who shares our stuff, comments, likes, do all the engagement things. Patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost Podcast. And take care, everybody.
See you next time.